Yo, what's going on, guys? I'd like to talk about the concept of curiosity today. And I think curiosity is something that plays a great role in my life because I cannot imagine the learning process without this particular aspect. And I'm not sure how you approach learning, but for me, learning without curiosity doesn't make too much sense. And there is another thing that is connected to it, that is tied with it. I think when we are curious in life, we can experience much more. We can get to know ourselves in a way that other people can't. And of course, we approach learning differently. Everybody approaches learning differently, and we have the right to do so. But I have observed a certain correlation between our approach to learning and our approach to life because it is not that much different. It doesn't seem like it. So, whenever we read about something new or whenever we want to explore some idea or concept, we start reading about this. We start looking for some information. We start doing some research. But the attitude that we have while we do that is vital, right? Because if you force yourself to do anything, literally anything, it will not be as effective as it will be in case of just doing something because you want to do it, not because you have to, right? There is a huge difference between that. And I know personally some people who force themselves to work out, they force themselves to eat healthily, and they force themselves to take 10,000 steps a day. But why would you force yourself? Why would you do that if you can just enjoy this process? You can choose to enjoy this process. Why wouldn't you just give yourself a break and just focus on the thing that you're doing? Why wouldn't be curious about what's going to happen instead of forcing yourself and saying, nah, shit, I have to do this. And then afterwards, I'm going to take care of this and that and yada, yada, yada. Right? So when we do something, we forget that we are doing this right thing and we start thinking about another thing. But when we actually, so it's like waiting, being in limbo because you may not be present. And let's say that you actually get out of this limbo and you discover that finally you're doing something that makes you fulfilled, at least for some specific period of time. You lose it very quickly. So it seems to be connected with our mindset because curiosity is not just an important part of learning. It's a vital part of life because it's like a willingness to discover. It's a willingness to experience, not forcefully, but naturally. Yeah. So I see a lot of students forcing themselves to learn English because I'm an English lecturer and an English teacher. And I often tell them that it doesn't make too much sense to force themselves because it's just not effective. And they say, "But come on, Martin, it's like I don't have time for this. I am busy. Um, I have a tight schedule. I don't have time to think about something else because I basically have 15 minutes to of spare time during the day." But when I realized that they actually choose this way of thinking, they choose this way of spending their time, it makes me wanna question why people do such things as learning, why people want to explore new ideas if they are not ready to do so. So it's like I am willing to learn, but I'm in limbo because I have other things to do. I'm in limbo because whatever, right? Right? You can find any excuse and put it right there and it will fit perfectly. But that's not what the point is. The point is be curious naturally and you will find some new things about yourself. You'll explore some parts of you that you have never experienced. And this curiosity will lead you to different fields of life and it will make you grow in every aspect. So it's not like we can be curious in one field and we may lose interest in another one. No, it can be applied to every field of life. But first of all, we gotta start from the scratch. We gotta develop interest in one field so we can move forward and develop this process of curiosity in every aspect of life. Because if you want to be curious everywhere, it may be overwhelming at the beginning because you may need to process so much information that it will be just too much for you. But if you discover that everything you learn has a reason and brings you some form of joy and satisfaction, you will want to explore more naturally. So I'm not going to force myself to work out. I will work out because I know why I'm doing it for. I know why it's important for me. And I know that one day, sorry, one day I will thank myself for being consistent into this. And you may not feel gratitude right away because you don't see the results of your work instantaneously. But I guarantee you that if you keep working, if you keep grinding, and if you keep exploring the things that doesn't seem interesting at the beginning, you'll find some interest into some specific areas of life. I'm not saying that everything will make you engaged because there is no way. But this curiosity allows you to get to know yourself and get to know your boundaries and get to know your real interests and hobbies that you really want to develop. And only then, as we try things, we discover whether we want to do them or not. And there is no worse thing than saying that we are not meant for something, because there is no way to check this until we do it. And usually, once or twice is not enough. We need to put more practice into it, because I don't believe that anyone was talented, and I don't believe that everyone was born in a talented family of musicians or talented salesman. It can be applied to any profession. But you know what the point is. You gotta develop this ability to the extent that you can actually decide whether it's for you or not. And if it's not, you let it go, but you still learn something about yourself. And I'm not sure if you're going to mm, regret that, right? Because why would you regret that you tried something? Oftentimes, people regret things they have never tried. Yeah. All right. So it's time to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed this and see you in the next one, guys. Cheers.